So he will say, what is the use of this body? What is the use? Because this body is deteriorating at every step. So intelligent person will not spend his time in decorating this body. huh? He will say, oh man, how come I got this body? Then he will realize, oh, I got it because I didn't had knowledge that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Otherwise, I could have worshipped Krishna. Hmm? There is one story that comes in Narsimha Purana. Uh, One person was very sinful. He will not tolerate any devotees of Lord Krishna, any saintly person, and he will always chastise all the religious people. He was very sinful. So one day when he was sitting in his courtyard, one devotee was passing by his house. So this devotee saw nice flowers in the garden, in this person's garden, and this person was sitting right there in the courtyard, and there are flowers, and this devotee saw them, and he approached this person and he said that, can I take some flowers from your garden? I just want to offer them to the lordships in our temple. Now this person was very hateful to the devotees, you know. Then he said, oh, what would you do with these flowers? Can you tell me? So devotee said, I will take these flowers and I will offer them to the lordships. Then this person said, oh, okay. So to make fun of this devotee, this person took one flower, just small petal, and he said, okay, you take this, huh? Chalo, leave away, go away. Hmm? So this devotee took that petal very gracefully, and he offered that to the Lord. Now the time passed by, and then this person also died. After he died, all the Yamdutas they came and they took this person in front of Yamraj. Chitrakoot was there, and then they and then Yamraj asked Chitrakoot, "Tell me his account. What we have to do with him?" Chitrakoot said, "Maharaj, this person is very sinful, and based on his account that I see, the result is millions of years of hellish punishment, millions of years. But because he has done a very small pious activity, he can be transported to heavenly planet for 10 minutes. He can enjoy heavenly planet's pleasure for 10 minutes, but also he has to suffer millions of years in hell." So Yamraj turned to that person and he said, boss, you are very, very sinful, very sinful. Now, based on your account, you have to incur these two results. One is you have to suffer millions of years in the hell, and another is 10 minutes pleasure in heavenly planet. What would you like to go with first? Then this person said, oh, the choice is there, good. But tell me one thing, what pious activity I have done? Because like you came brought me here, I'm understanding all this sinful, and because I never believed in this. But now I want to understand what pious activity I did, which you giving me the pleasure for 10 minutes. So Yamraj said, for one devotee was passing by your house, so to that devotee you gave some flower, and that devotee offered that few petals that you gave him by making his laugh. He offered them to the Lord. Lord accepted, and now you are getting some reaction out of them. He's like, wow, I actually did that for not like with my heart. I actually wanted to make fun of that devotee. That's why I did, and for that I'm getting some pleasure. Wow. Then they said, okay, give me that pleasure first, and then I will come here. Then you do with me what you are supposed to. They said, okay, wish granted. He was sent to heavenly planet. As soon as he landed in the heavenly planet, there were all big, big, beautiful mountains were there, apsaras around, and Gandharvas were flying in the air in their planes. So beautiful environment all over. And he was so mesmerized looking at it, like, wow, this is so amazing. Like, I landed up here. But immediately, or 2 3 minutes, he realized that he is only left with at max 7 minutes. So he's like, oh, I have to do something, otherwise I have to go back to that hell. and he had already seen hell, because he was there. So he was hearing a lot of cries all over, other souls were being punished. So he did not want to go there at all. So he said, what to do. And then he remembered what Yamraj told him, that you offered some flower to the Lord. Pattam pushpam phalam toyam, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So this person remembered that Yamraj told me that I did this thing. So let me offer these flowers to the Lord. So he was standing in a garden, and he picked some flowers and he started offering to the Lord, saying Jai Govinda, Jai Madhav, Jai Keshav. Started throwing those flowers in the air. He was just offering them like crazy. So, and he did not think about anything. It was like he just got mad actually. So he started devotional service, with the intention that I don't want to go to hell. But in a minute or two, he forgot about everything. He got mad in love of Krishna. Such a sinful person. So, and then after like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes passed, and nothing is happening to him. And he did not even, he's not even thinking about what is to be happen, because now he's a devotee. He's like, he's gone crazy for Krishna, like gopis, in pure love of Krishna. And then after half an hour, 1 hour, two Gandharvas came, not Yamdutas this time. See, Yamdutas don't touch the devotees, you know. So Gandharvas came and they said that we have brought the message for you from Yamraj. Usually, Yamraj message is brought by Yamduts, but for devotees, um, the Yamduts are always fearful to go to the devotees. So Gandharvas came and they said that we have brought one message from Yamraj. All your sinful reactions are now finished. You can do your devotional service here. Your devotional service has started. Now your account will be managed by Krishna directly. You know. So this is Sharir, this is Avidya Jal, what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling here. In the first line, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Sharira Avidya Jal. This Sharir is a jal of avidya, ignorance. What to do with this body? For how long we will keep taking care of this body? Because ultimately, what we are going to drive out of this body? Nothing. Huh? We'll have to maintain this body. There is so much labor to even to maintain this body. You all of you must have experience, right? You buy a house, to maintain that house is a big problem. Mortgage every month, some maintenance, this thing, that thing. So even buying that house is such a big problem, and then maintaining is another problem. And if anything happens to the house with a hurricane, tornado, or anything, we're like, oh my God, Similarly, this body, maintaining this body is a big problem, another headache, and something happens to the body is such a grief. So better is to leave out of this body and get the spiritual body, the eternal body. Go back home, back to Godhead. That's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying here, that this material body is a lump of ignorance. You see the first line? Is a lump of ignorance. Senses are a network of paths leading to death. They say as true as death. This saying as true as if someone wants to say no, this is truth, then they say as truth as death, because everyone knows death is the truth, right? So leading to death. Somehow or other, we have fallen in the ocean of material sense enjoyment and all of the senses. Tongue is the most voracious and uncontrollable. Now, this is important. You see, tongue, belly, and genital, they are in one line. But which one is on the top? Tongue. So if someone can control the tongue, he can actually control the belly, and he can control the genital also. If we can, that is why there is a process of austerity, tapasya. You must have in the Vedic system, there is always a process of tapasya. Every 15 days you have Ekadashi. Some devotees, they don't have anything, not even water, because they know that if they will do this tapasya, they will be able to control the belly and the genital both. Hmm? So that's why tongue is the most voracious and uncontrollable. Um, yes, Shweta Mataji, can you please complete this paragraph?
Uh, from O Lord Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah,
No, this.
please.
Yeah. O Lord, this material body is lump of ignorance, and the senses are a network of path leading to death. Somehow or other, we have fallen into the ocean of material senses, sense enjoyment, and all of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and uncontrollable. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world. But you, dear Krishna, are very kind to us. You have sent this nice prasada to help us conquer the tongue. Therefore, let us take this prasada to our full satisfaction and glorify your Lordship Sri Radha and Krishna, and in love call for the help of Lord Chaitanya and Prabhu
Lord
Nityananda.
Nityananda, Prabhu Nityananda. Yep. So Prabhupada is actually telling these. Let me share my PPT again. So Prabhupada is actually telling these four things in Jiva Begum. So he's saying palatable dishes. In the further paragraph, there are 4 points Prabhupada has mentioned actually. So what triggers a Jiva? Jiva means not Jiva, the living entity. Jiva means tongue. So what triggers a tongue and what makes it uncontrollable? Like what makes a water uncontrollable? If you put a petal, if you put some stone, throw some stone in the water, then water gets disturbed. Similarly, Jiva is silent. It's not acting anything unless until we touch it with these four things. One is palatable dishes. If there are a lot of choices, this dish, that dish, then Jiva becomes really uncontrollable because now there is a choice. So Jiva starts moving. You tell someone there is kheer, there is a rasgulla, there is this, that. So many dishes are there. Then the Jiva keeps moving. Which to take first? Palatable dishes. Too many choices. There's so first is there are very beautifully placed dishes. Then there are so many choices. And the other trigger that disturbs Jiva is not eating at scheduled times. I will have breakfast 9, 10, 11, 12. That is another problem. And then fourth, what Krupa is telling is eating outside in the restaurant. So now, time, place, circumstances. Some people, those travel with family and they can't cook. So, but these are the four things, that Prabhupada is telling about Jiva Vegam. And surprisingly, for belly, Prabhupada has not mentioned much. And for genitals also, Prabhupada is mentioning that we should be begetting Krishna conscious children. So when a boy and girl come together after marriage, then we are not raising children just to make them, some officer, IS officer, policeman, or politician or something. Because even if we make them the king of the whole world, even that, then they will not be happy. The history of Sikandar, Akbar, all the big kings, were they happy? So why we are raising our children? That should we should know very clearly. Our purpose to raise children is to raise them in Krishna consciousness, so we can increase Krishna's family. So we can have a lot of people to serve Krishna. That is our ultimate goal. Other ultimate goal, the other purpose is these souls, those are wandering in the material world, womb after womb, in one mother's womb, another mother's womb. If you give them Krishna, they will get the utmost benefit. In Bhagavatam, it says a person should not become a father. If a mother should not become a mother, a person should not become a brother. These are all responsible uh, post. Mother, father, brother, polity or leader of the society. They are all responsible posts. So Bhagavatam says one should not be at the responsible post unless until he cannot deliver his subordinates, his citizens, his children back home, back to Godhead. Because what is the use? What makes you can give up? What makes a politician can give to his citizens? Hmm? What makes he can give? he can make their he can give them some comfort, but ultimately they have to die. Ultimately, when they will have another body, they will have to suffer back again. Hmm? What makes parents can give to a child? Okay, they can probably make the child um, MBA graduate from Harvard University. Huh? What makes probably a CEO, big entrepreneur, but what after that? everyone has to die. Then the same child will be in another mother's womb and he will be suffering. So the best we can give to a child as a parent, the best we can give to citizens as a politician, the best we can give to the our subordinates is we take them back home, back to Godhead. So in case of genitals, Prabhupada is mentioning when a man and woman are coming together, their purpose is to beget Krishna conscious children and raise them in Krishna consciousness. But that doesn't mean that they do not educate them in their material education. They should be, but the primary goal is to give them spiritual education so they can be raised in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, I have seen that a child is working very nicely. He is very intelligent and everything, but just at the right age, he has to start facing the world. He has to enter in the market. He has to start earning, but suddenly something happens and all the endeavors, that all the time and energy that parents have invested in the child in first 20-25 years is all waste now. Why? Because lust, anger and greed, the three things are in these three things child has not been educated to control, and parents are running after money, and the child also starts doing the same thing because he has seen the parents growing up. And I've seen other cultured families where parents, they wake up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, they bath their deities, they worship, and the child is also culturally growing very, very nicely. So that child can deliver not only himself but the entire world. You know? So the purpose of sex enjoyment is not to beget. I mean, this sex pleasure is there in animals also. They are also running behind eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, isn't it? So if we also start doing the same thing with our children, um, that is that wouldn't be correct as per Vedic knowledge. Okay, so these three things, right? So in our stage, what we have to majorly focus. Okay, we have to majorly focus on tongue. Why? Because Prabhupada is saying that tongue is the most. If we are able to control tongue, we can control belly and genital easily. Hmm? So to control tongue, what we have to do first is we have to make our schedule. Um, it's better in Mahabharata. If you read Mahabharata, you will realize that you will come to know that even Pandavas were eating two times. They will have brunch and then they will have evening prasadam before 6 o'clock. Hmm. So two times. Have two time prasadam. See, we don't die. I don't know, for some reason we started eating three times. If you have two times, one brunch and then evening, it's perfect for the body. So I think that's what we should start with. The second thing is Ekadashi. I don't know how many of you are keeping Ekadashi fast, but please start doing that. Always have Ekadashi fast. Every 15 days, we have Ekadashi. I mean, every 10, 11th day, whenever we have Ekadashi, please have Ekadashi fast. Some devotees keep fast. I mean, to start with, if you are already keeping, you can increase the intensity. Like, for example, you have fast prasadam, you have like Ekadashi prasadam on fast, then just have fruits and water, fruits and milk. If you are already keeping Ekadashi fast on fruits and milk, then just have water. If you are already keep Ekadashi prasadam on water, so keep increasing your devotion to Krishna. You have to keep increasing, no? And keep it under guidance, not from your own mind, because mind sometimes cheat also. So what we have to start with, the first thing is schedule time. Second is Ekadashi. These two are very, very important for us. And third is offer prasadam to the deities in your home. Don't have prasadam without offering the food. First offer it to the lordships and then have it. Because when when Mataji is, in our home, they are preparing prasadam. This prasadam is being, if it is not being offered to the lordships, then it's like it has been prepared for us, which means there is some sense enjoyment involved, which is not good for devotional service. Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to say, bhojan means um, bhog, something that has been prepared for bhog. That is bhojan, you know. So there is a difference between bhojan and prasadam. Prasadam is mercy, and bhojan means bhog, the item for bhog. So as a practitioner, devotees, we don't have bhojan, we have prashadam. In fact, we honor prashadam. We don't even have prashadam. We honor prashadam because that's the mercy of the Lord. Hmm? So
Prabhuji, there
yeah,
is a question.
yes,
There's a
please.
question we have. I mean, so basically, see the practical thing. What we do is like we don't have time to cook every time, so we cook something and keep it in the refrigerator and eat. Then
Hmm.
consume it later on also. So how does that? Can we do that with and still be prasadam, like offer it the first time, then keep it? Because just the practicality
You
of
can
like,
do that, but why
yeah.
it is not getting possible?
No, just the time wise, because morning we go to work and
Okay,
all, and then you cannot do. I mean, every
okay.
day, like by the time you come back, there's not
In
enough time to
evening,
cook every time. Yeah,
okay.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
that
so
is
you,
doable. That yeah, that you
okay.
can do. See, ideally, we should be having a fresh cooked meal.
Yeah,
But don't delay it more than 1 day. Just have in the morning, and if the same if it's being have you are having in the evening, that is also fine. But don't delay it after 24 hours, because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling the food in different modes,
hmm,
sataguna, rajaguna, tamaguna food. So it is not advisable to have not have fresh meal. You know, so even if it is 24 hours window, that is fine. But offer it in the morning and then have it again in the evening.
Prabhuji, one question from
Yes,
my side, Prabhuji.
yes, Deveshwaru.
Prabhuji, if we ask, if we do not offer it to deities, can we offer mentally to the Lordship?
It's not difficult to offer the lordships. No, what is the problem? Why you think you have to offer it from your mind? Can you give some practical situation where you
Because
can't do
in
it?
morning
Mhm.
time, it's like running from pillar to post to get ready with kids and going to the office.
Ah, okay, 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 okay.
It's
One
every
time,
single.
what happened? My spiritual master was giving one lecture, and one devotee asked this question. He said, "Maharaj, it becomes very difficult with kids. So, it becomes very difficult with kids to take care of deities also. So, how do we do that?" So my spiritual master says, "How many kids you have?" And he said, "I have one kid." So Maharaj said, "Let's say you have one more kid. Would you not take care of that? Take care of him?" He said, "Yes." But that's how it's as simple. You just consider that now you don't have three members in your family. You have four members in your family. You have to take care of him. So like
one
you're
question
saying,
comes to so
uh-huh.
one question comes from there. Say if we offer food to Lord,
Mhm.
and if we are not able to consume the whole, and we have it some of the food get rotten, will it not be a disgrace to
No, no,
the?
no. You offer the fresh cooked food, like Jai Prabhu was saying, na? So whenever you cook the fresh food,
When we have offered it
mhm,
and completely food has not been used, something has been kept in the refrigerator,
mhm.
and sometimes it got rotten. So will it not be a disgrace to the?
But you are not eating the rotten food, na?
I'm not eating, yes.
Do you what you will do? Sometimes it happens actually. Sometimes Matajis are cooking, we are also cooking. Anybody who cooks, it is sometimes we are cooking more than uh, required. So we'll have to throw it. What you can do? Ideally, we should not be doing, um, but that's how it is. But we should be offering. That is the first principle. Then comes other details that what to do with rotten food. So to start with, yes, first offer the food.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Sure, sure. Jayapru, you are you satisfied with my answer?
yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. Okay, so that's about it.
Actually, one more question. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you said 24-hour window. Did you mean like during the day, or like if it's convenient, like we cook in the evening, offer the next time?
No, no, not next
Again,
day. Night is
it's the same day. Morning
same.
to night. You are saying.
Morning to evening. That's all. See, night is very time waste for the food. We should not be having food which has been kept. If it is like vegetables and fruits, they are still fine because
Mhm.
you are bringing them in, on Sunday. You are still keeping them in fridge and having them um, for 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days. That's fine. But cooked food, once it is cooked, it should be immediately consumed. Even if it
Okay.
is not possible to immediately consume, you can have it in the evening. But that's the max concession. but after that there is no concession. In the evening, definitely no.
Okay.
After the evening, definitely no. After the night is passed, next day, definitely no.
Right.
Sorry, it might look too hard for some of you, but believe me or not, it is not only for the devotion service, it is better for our health also. You know.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from anyone?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jagru. So yeah, there are a lot of standards actually when it comes to tongue, belly, genitals. There are a lot of standards. Standards are very high. But at our stage, let's start with this. Now, so we complete our text 1 for nectar instruction. We'll start with text 2. Actually, text 2 and text 3, I show you the translation of this and then I'll tell you about them. So the text 2 is about what we should not be doing. Um, Neha Mataji, can you read text 2 translation?
Hold on.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm on my iPhone, so it's little. Okay. Uh, is it
Yeah.
once devotional service? That's what
Yep.
I'm reading.
Yep.
Okay. Once devotional service is spoiled when he comes to entangle in the following 6 activities. 1, eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. 2, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult
Difficult to
to
obtain.
obtain.
Hmm.
3, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. 4, practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. 5, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. And 6, being greedy for the mundane achievements.
Yeah. So we'll start discussing this in the next class, but I'll quickly give you the glimpse of them. So you see, in the text 1, we had 6 qualities that makes us from, and that takes us from Godas to Goswami stage. 6 qualities. Again here, you see we have 6 qualities. 6 things which we should not be doing. And text 3, you will see again numbers here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, there are 6 things which we should be doing. So text 2 is about don'ts and text 3 is about do's, what we should be doing. So so quickly, first thing is eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. So what would happen if we eat more, we'll sleep more, we will chant less, we will do devotional service less. Hmm? Collecting more funds, if we acquire more, we'll invest more, we'll invest more time more, we'll invest more time more, we'll do devotional service less. Correct. Next two, number 2, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. Hmm? So what would happen if those are very difficult to obtain? Again, we'll invest our more time, we'll more over endeavor for those things, so it hits the devotional service.
What would
Then
be an example of that?
yeah, so what happens, in earlier times, mm, because you asked some examples, I'm going to the basics. In earlier times, students will go to a Brahman to educate them. After the education will complete, Brahman will tell, okay, you have Kshatriya qualities, you become a warrior. You have Brahman qualities, you become a Brahman. You have Shudra qualities, so you become a servant of Vaishya. Vaishya doesn't mean prostitute, Vaishya means businessman. And the other person will say to the fourth category of person, Brahman will say, oh, you have money related intelligence, so you become businessman, right? So the point is, there is a person who is identifying the skills of them, and he's asking them to invest their skill in that particular area. Now in today's time, we should, because we don't have that culture left anymore, Vedic culture is finished. uh, Now there is no Gurukul system or things like that. We know we'll have to take that responsibility where we know who am I, not from a spiritual perspective. Spiritually, we know we are soul, not the body, but in the sense, what are my skills, what I am good at, huh? And we have to endeavor in that direction. So think about that. If the person who is good at a warrior, who is good at in fighting, so he can be a good resource at the border, isn't it? He can work really good at the border. But if you will ask that person to become a scientist, that's not his nature. You are pushing that person in the wrong direction. Similarly, the person who is good to become a scientist, who can spend hours in the laboratory doing experiment, doing the research, he cannot be placed at a border. He will be miserable there. So the one idea from this um, from this don't is that we identify our skills. If we can't, then we stay in the mentorship of someone, and we take guidance from him, and we work in that direction what has been taught to us. So for that you'll have to develop some level of relationship with the Siksha Guru, and then he starts guiding, and then you move ahead in that direction. Now, other idea is over endeavoring means, let's say the person has a warrior quality and he is placed in a certain position um, to protect the border. But now he is not definitely really satisfied with this. He says, I want to become the prime minister of this country. Hmm. And he starts working towards that. Now, from material perspective, that might look okay, isn't it? That from that, oh, what is the problem? Even if he is a simple businessman or like this, then he can become a prime minister. That's all fine. But are you really, have you really assessed your skill or your qualities that you become that? Would that not be over endeavor for you to keep trying for something that you can't become, isn't it? You know, so many people try for so many things, but they are not able to do that. That doesn't mean they are doing over endeavoring, but that also means that they are not properly assessing their strength, and they are moving in a wrong direction. you know so over endeavoring means something which you are trying to achieve from sense enjoyment perspective, which you are not also capable of. Does that make sense, Neha Mataji?
Yes.
Yeah. So for example, I want to become something for my own sense enjoyment. That's kind of endeavoring, but it becomes over endeavor if you don't have a skill also. Hmm? um Prabhupada used to say how much we should be working. So Prabhupada used to say that we should to keep body and soul together. That much we should be working. So even if we are not on that level, but at least we can understand that how much worth for me and how much is not. So we should not be over endeavoring. For regulative principle and 16 rounds, if any endeavor is disturbing these two things, that is over endeavor for us. Oh, I am not able to chant because there are so many things going in life. Oh, then it means we are in over endeavor stage, because our first topmost priority is to complete our rounds. you know so if that means we are over endeavoring for something. Then we'll have to cut short. We'll have to list down what I do which is hampering my chanting, and in that I have to cross out the over endeavor stuff. Hmm? Okay. Talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. There are so many mundane subject matters we keep talking. Oh, in World Cup, India did not do this. That played the unnecessary, which is not related with the devotional service at all. Some mundane subject matters might be necessary for you to talk. You know, for example, in your home, you'll have to talk about finances. You know, you'll have to talk about other home affairs. Those, even though they are mundane subject matters, but they are necessary. Hmm? But here we are talking about unnecessary talking. They are mundane subject matters, but they are unnecessary. We don't need to even talk about them, but still we are talking. So for that, Rupa Goswami is saying we should not be talking about them because they waste our time. Then practicing the spiritual rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement. You know, okay, we have to just wake up at 4 o'clock. So I'm waking up, but what is actually I'm driving out of it? Even I also don't know. But I'm just completing my rounds. For what? I'm just doing it for nothing. So it's not the best stage. Even if you are doing it to satisfy your superior authority, that is also very good. You know, if you are doing it to someone who is superior to you, because he will take care of you, then he will make sure that you are spiritually you're advancing. But our process of bhakti yoga is sharnagati. Sharnagati means until and unless we surrender to someone, advancement is really very difficult, very difficult. There is someone who should be there to take care of our spiritual life. He will take us further. In Nectar instruction, we'll read further. Prabhupada is saying that um, Prabhupada is saying that we should be very careful in accepting the spiritual master also, because if a spiritual master is at the lower level, he will take you only up to that level. You know. So anyway, so we'll discuss about that in text 5 when we'll talk about that. And then fifth is associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. Taking association of those are already too materialistic. So talking to them, too much talking. I mean, we'll have to talk to our family member even though they are not in Krishna consciousness. But um, this is actually hangout. This is actually talking about hangout. I will hang out with my friends. Those are in devotional service, have no interest, and on top of that, they even blaspheme the devotees and the Lord. You know, so uh, we should not be hanging out with them. And then being greedy for mundane achievements. So we should be achieving mundane achievements. There is no problem in that, and we should redirect them in service of Krishna. For example, someone becomes an IAS officer. We have some devotees. Those are doctors or Supreme Court lawyers. These are mundane achievements. But what are they doing? Because they have their influence. You know, as an officer, you can influence a lot of people. So they are using that position to bring all these people into Krishna consciousness. But if someone is trying to achieve those achievements to be because he is greedy, because he just want to he just want to control so many people, then that's not good for devotional service. Okay, so in the next class, what we will do, will take each these 6 qualities. We'll discuss them in more detail, each of them. So I just gave you a glimpse of them. If something is not making sense of you today, while we are discussing, I'm so much sure when we will discuss them in detail, um, it would be more meaningful to you. Okay. uh, I need to help one devotee today. He is waiting for me, so I'll probably questions we can take in the next class. I apologize. He is waiting for me. So very thankful to all of you, that you are giving me an opportunity every week. Thank you so very much. Vancha kalptaruvasya kripa sindhyache patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaः. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Guruji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.